comparison to other productions that you guys have been in, has like enabled the cast to be closer, like the rehearsal process?
Yeah, I'll take this one. I've gotten uncomfortably close with people in this cast. I don't know. No, I'm serious. I've been in a lot of big ensemble productions, and I think being in like a smaller setting allows you to make like better acting choices and better connections like within characters, because you're getting to know this person like as who they are, but also as their character like every day, day in and day out. So it just made for more like genuine connections on stage, if that makes sense. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
Yeah, it's also just made like kind of a rough process a lot more fun because it's really intimate. Just because we haven't had like a normal rehearsal process at all. Just because we had COVID issues. And then we got back and we had 2 weeks. So it was quick, but doing it with people that are fun and that you get to know, and doing it in like a small little tight group made it more fun and enjoyable. And then, as Nick said, it was easier to work together knowing each other well.
Right.
Also, to touch on the COVID thing, it's kind of a double-edged sword, because like having a small cast is fun and everything, but it's ambitious in like a COVID time, because once someone is out, like you lose a quarter of the show, right?
Exactly,
like you miss out on all those scenes that you could be rehearsing, and there's just that time lost. But I don't know, we picked up right where we left off after break. It was really fluid.
Rehearsals were 6 to 10 every day. That's correct, right?
Just about.
Yeah. How has that been with like balancing school? Like, we just got back. I'm sure it's been very chaotic. But
Go ahead.
It's been a lot, especially jumping right back into it, but this is so cheesy. Like, coming here is just a lot of fun. So it's not like we're here and being super stressed. I mean, we're obviously working hard, but it's not super taxing, I guess. And it's rewarding and fulfilling to be able to go home after a good night of rehearsal.
Yeah.
And it's motivating to get your homework done earlier. So
Yeah, it never feels like a chore to come to rehearsal.
Yeah.
If anything, it's like a break from being busy and being stressed. Like, yeah, it's extra work, but like, is it really? Like, we're just having fun and singing and like,
doing our little dances,
doing our little dancey
singing our little
dance.
songs. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, I feel like that's stuff that comes pretty naturally for all of us in the cast, so it's just fun.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about like a scene or a moment in the play that is your favorite?
Go ahead.
You go first.
I don't want to say it because it's kind of spoiler, but let me think on that.
Can I say one? Thank you.
Yeah.
go for it.
Hi. My favorite moment is definitely the song Freedom. I'm obsessed with that song and I always listen to it backstage because the song is like, not only is it a beautiful song, but it sounds like what it is. Like, it's a song about freedom and it sounds so free, and it just sounds like a burst of happiness, and the harmonies are so tight, and so that's definitely my favorite part.
Nick belt his little heart out at the end. That's always fun because JoJo and I celebrated it backstage. And I love hearing JoJo sing her song in Act 2 because she just belts it out, and I love it. And I just stand backstage and smile. But on stage, I just like fooling around with Gio. Like, it's just fun because we play best friends in the show. And we're pretty tight, so it's just fun.
I would say Drive is probably my favorite number of the show. That's what it's called, right? Like the second to last one, yeah.
That's your favorite?
Yeah. I think it's probably like most representative of what the show is all about.
True.
Sam, the main character, is kind of wrestling with all these life decisions, and we're literally like breathing down on her, like we're moving in physically towards her while we're all singing our own separate tidbits from the show, and it kind of represents how she's in this really hard kind of juncture where she could make a bunch of different decisions, and then she just makes her own decision. And it's like really eerie how like the lighting and everything, it all gets all dark, and then all of a sudden it just stops, and it's like very, very powerful.
That's a cool way to put it.
Yeah.
Last night, your opening night, was there a scene or like a song that you feel like the audience really reacted to?
Yeah, the audience loved Nick's song. It's called The Proposal, and go on.
Yeah, I mean, anyone who comes to the show will know why it's
It's
so
a
good.
silly song.
Um,
And it's very funny.
yeah, I mean the show has a lot of very redeeming comedic elements to
Yeah.
it, and I think from an audience perspective, that's the most enjoyable to watch is when there's funny stuff happening.
You can, you're good.
What else?
I don't know. There's a lot of jokes. These two have a lot of jokes.
Yeah,
They're funny guys.
we're comic relief because it's such a heavy show. And
Yeah,
like,
it
we
kind of
have
is.
Love being comic
some
relief.
much needed relief.
Yeah,
on
but
the
I
side.
think the audience got into it.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
giggling a lot. Makes us feel good.
Yeah.